Hey.
Yo,
Hello.
yo.
There we go. How's everybody doing? It's
Yo.
I gotta do hello. I was trying to do Adam Sandler. I can't do it. This is the Halloween episode of the Big Dawg podcast. Happy Halloween, everybody. If you couldn't tell, I am Happy Gilmore. You can see it on the back there. To my right here, we have Big Bird, right? Big Bird, how we doing?
Big Bird.
Tweet. And then I believe we have Joe Dirt's brother. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, we're brothers.
Mike Dirt.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike Dirt. Mike Dirte
Little Dirte.
is in the building. Can you hear us good?
These little Husker Downs.
Talk in the mic for me, Michael.
Yo.
Do it again.
Yo.
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 Do it again.
Hello.
You're quiet for some reason. We'll figure it out. I'll keep you close to me. It's just you're not as loud
Keep
for
it
some
real
reason.
close.
Okay, it's never perfect here at Big Dawg Podcast, but we're back again. It's week 9, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're back down in Big Dawg Studios basement. It's currently under construction, but it's getting there. So normal program as usual. We're going to talk about what happened in week 8, and then we're going to talk about what's going on in week 9. Connor's in the building, in the chat. Lego, what's
Lego,
up, Connor?
Lego.
Thanks for being here with us. We are going to start with you, Big Bub, getting the dub against me. Start at the top here. Connor got me 133 to 122. I missed the median as well. I think that's been the fifth score a bunch of times. Fifth bottom score a bunch of times.
7.
Yeah, however you want to look at it.
7.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I look at.
or 8.
I am high, but took 2 L's. And Connor got 2 dubs, if I'm not mistaken, making Connor 3-13 now, and knocking me down to 7-9 below 500. Not a bad week for both squads here, but Swift having a huge game, getting that 5-point bonus really helped. I did have Pollard close there, was hoping for a huge game out of Malik Neighbors, but the Steelers D did a decent job of containing him. Had 13 targets, but only 7 catches. So
He had a really good second half of the 4 o'clock games where it was like, okay, he needs some points here to come back. I was kind of looking at it because he was down and his projection was, you guys were pretty close projected
I
wise.
thought I had Connor.
And I had looked at it and I was like,
lead at one point.
then it was like, okay, Mahomes scored a touchdown. Swift broke off a big one. I was able to get him, towards the end over the 100 mark and a TD. So that was a fun one to keep track. I was looking at that one.
Yeah. Good game to you there, Connor. You getting back in the winning column again's got to feel good. Climbing up there from the bottom. So kudos to you there. We'll move on to the next game here. We have Roe putting a big week, which
Congrats
now
on your first dub.
got 2 wins. He's one up there in the scoring with 154, and got the head-to-head win against official Big Toe Bass Bro 8.0 Mike Berry.
Pretty sure both of you guys called that too. Both of you, I remember you saying, "Hey, I think Roe's gonna go off this week," and I think she picked him too. And I just kind of picked against Roe because this is the way his luck had been going.
Yeah. But Roe was able to get it done, having a big week out of Jameer Gibbs and some Nakua coming back helped him out. But Cade Otten with 9 catches, 81 yards, and 2 TDs.
He's a dog.
Yeah, had a huge week out there in
Baker's
Tampa.
number 1 target.
Feels like he's been in the league for 15 years for some reason, but he really hasn't.
Yeah. 25.
Yeah, there's no way. I was gonna say he's like 29.
He just kind of took over after Gronk. So
Cade Otton's only been in the league 2 years. That cannot be right.
Yeah.
It feels like he's been in the league way longer than that.
He runs a lot of routes too. He's like a higher route participation guy, higher in snap counts. He's kind of just always out there, but good run blocker too. He's actually one of the more complete guys. He'll take off later in
Maybe
his
I'm
career.
confusing him with somebody else, and that's why I feel like he's been around longer. I don't know. But yeah, huge week for Cade Otton for Road there. Gotta love that. And he was able to get 2 wins for the first time. Gotta feel good to get that monkey off your back. Where we at? Boom. Sorry.
Anyone's ball game still.
Yeah,
really is.
definitely.
You could still get the 500. You could still get the
2
500.
weeks and Row this week getting the 2.
There will be some upsets, that's for sure.
No doubt. Yeah, it's a competitive league, even though there's some teams there that have some tough records. It's always never know what's going to happen each week. Next game we had Coxie taking on Brian. Coxie able to get it done, 129-92. What happened here? Looks like it was pretty close starting out.
Really nothing from Drake
McBride.
London and
Defense is what made the difference here. Coxie
difference.
had 23 points out of the Detroit D, where on the other side, Brian didn't get any points from his defense. 2 interceptions, fumble recovery,
0.24,
touchdown.
That's just hilarious.
Yeah, 3
That's
forced
just
three forced
I feel like it would
fumbles.
be normal,
Um,
just regular negative.
Yeah,
that's a 20-point difference in Coxie, pretty close to 40 there.
I guess
puts
you're
up
right.
3 more points.
Yeah, I mean,
So
both quarterbacks.
both
put up
quarterbacks were
fucking
bad, but
stinkers.
Coxie just kind of had a consistent,
Monday had a good game.
yeah,
nobody
Monday
really
had a
beat
good
him.
game.
Nobody really beat him.
right.
But that was definitely the huge winner there, if you point that out. Just
Yeah.
every other guy kind of won slightly.
Just leading
which
scorer
adds
pretty
up.
much. I mean,
Yeah.
Ramondre got him by 0.2 points, but 0.02 points. But yeah, Coxie able to keep it chugging along, staying at the top of the standings there, and Brian falling
Both 2
to
dubs.
500. Next, we have Snugz. This was a barn burner here.
Yeah.
Snugz and Daddy Dabs took on each other. Snugz with a great week, getting 168 points. Tough loss there for Daddy Dabs, putting up 150, but only taking 1 loss. So obviously, beating the median there with that 151-point week. Yeah, not much you can really say about this one. A lot of guys went off. A lot of guys, big names did their things there. With Bijan and Josh Jacobs and Lamar and Jalen Hurts, so kind of what you hope and expect to see out of those guys is doing their job.
Really huge besides go back up.
Yeah, Jaden Reed only had that big catch. towards the
Lockett
end.
hurt him here.
Yeah, Jaden Reed and Lockett.
Yeah.
You guys called it, though. You guys said game of the week, and that one was really – I had the Steelers' defense towards the end, and they kind of really poured it on and made it –
That punt return helped you too.
Yeah, other than that, the projection was really close going into that Monday night game too.
Hell yeah. Good game there. Like you said,
Ford's team's tough.
Yeah, no, Ford, and he's team's doing well. He's got those great running backs.
Yeah, he's got.
But his receivers
Bijan.
aren't really that great, but they are been getting it done for him.
Yeah.
He's starting Darnell Mooney.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney, I think got 18 points. Or
Yeah, I
something
think
last
he's.
week,
I think he's up there, top 20, top 15 guy now. And
Some
Debo,
guys,
Debo kind of banged up, but normally he's all right too.
Right.
With Ayuk out, tough team.
Yeah, definitely. Next, we had Dalton, one of the league's leading scorers here, having a great week, giving Chat a L. We got it done. 158 to Chat's 127. Huge week out of out of James Cook. Huge week out of George Kittle. Gotta love to see that. On the other side, I mean, where did Chat lose this one? Brees Hall and Jordan Mason. Yeah, those running backs there.
Jordan Mason leaving the game. Brees
that
Hall
really
just
hurt.
not really getting the catches that he normally gets. Usually he's a 5, 6, 7 target guy, and gets a lot of his stuff done in the catches. And then Chase
I feel like the Jets' offense is just
has been
predictable.
consistent. Got the touchdowns there. So, yeah, it was just 127. Didn't get you no wins this week. And usually that'll get you one.
Yeah.
So just tough to score 127 when you get 150. 129 was a winner and got the median. So here he is 0-2 with
Right on the
127
cusp,
and getting nothing. So that's a tough week, honestly. To 127 is most of the weeks. I'll take that.
Yeah,
Holiday
definitely.
of the week.
Yeah, we'll get you wins most of the time.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Chat now 11-5, and Dalton climbing up to 10-6. Last game of last week, Zach Chat gave it to Sheer here, 150 to 113, making him 11-5, and Sheer now 7-9. Big week out of Joe Mixon. I mean, you see that run where he fucking ran through dudes, did some spins. Like,
He's looked
you
like
are
a different
not
running back
taking me
this year.
down.
He's looked different. He really has.
Huge,
Put the team on his back, though.
huge week out of him, and then a huge week out of CD Lamb, and a great week out of Achan. Those guys that
Yeah, if you had CD Lamb, you probably mostly won your game.
Yeah.
And Pittman hasn't really, done his thing.
Well, they've been struggling. They're throwing the ball.
Could be a little bit better, going forward with Flacco for him.
Coming in, yeah.
The Flaxter.
I do like Downs there the best, but that's a really
I was really hurting going into this because, Rico Dow
ended up getting. I saw you end
Sick
up picking
right before.
Grando up,
picked Grando
and that really helped
and
you.
put off fucking Jordan Mason got hurt, put up 18 for me.
Yeah,
When we were
So that helped me big time. I still put up a decent amount of points. It's still far away from the median, but I like where I'm sitting at right now. I'm hurting, a little bit.
but you're not far off of 500 just 1 week.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say Garendo, man. When we were in the dynasty draft, I was looking at running backs, late round running backs, and dude, he tested off the charts. Some
Really
of his
fast, really
metrics
fast guy.
are crazy. And I remember telling Barry, who got him, I think like late in the 5th, when I think I was a pick away or something. I was eyeing
Maybe
Garendo.
even third, yeah.
And I told Barry, Garendo, pick of the draft right there. I think super explosive if you looked at like his college film and things like that. So,
Every time he's been on the field, I think this whole year, besides one game, he hasn't really produced.
yeah.
Went and watched
No,
the
he hasn't.
Hokies.
I just think he's got a lot of potential.
Went and
but
watched the
he had a great
Hokies game
week,
at
and
Louisville
replaced
last year,
Mason.
and he was really explosive, in real life too.
Yeah,
Tore up the
Louisville,
Hokies.
Yeah. And
Past 4 weeks, starting running back. Picked up for me.
Pretty
yeah.
cool.
we should not to get too off topic here, but I think last week we were having the conversation of like maybe Christian McCaffrey's done. Right? Were we having that conversation of does when he comes back, is he ever the same? It looks like
They're preparing for him to come back.
Yeah, but they're preparing for someone else to take the role too, though.
Yeah.
and they have guys that are playing decent and replace. I'm not saying you're gonna throw them out, but maybe you ease them.
You got that offensive line.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we only have my phone's not charging. Okay, we might have to. How do I have 5% battery?
Hit the smoke screen break.
Huh?
Shit.
If worst comes to worst, we'll switch over to if it dies, we'll switch over to this camera right here. I'll MacBook Pro. It's probably gonna die, but we're not gonna stop. Yeah, that wraps up the recap from week 8.
High scoring fucking week.
Any final thoughts? Yeah, high scoring week. Anything else?
Let's take a look at the standings, and I mean, I think we kind of know where we're all there, but I don't think anyone's out of it. Taking a look at it, no one's out. No one is. Maybe Coxie might be definitely in, but it's still, maybe one more week to where we can start guaranteeing some guys in. It's such a competitive league. Guys can fall, guys can rise. I don't think Barry's out of it. We can start looking at Rowe and Connor as maybe being out of it, but I wouldn't count those guys out either. I wouldn't be surprised if right there at 6, it's a losing record at the end of the, whatever, maybe only like 14 or 15 wins at number 6. And you're getting in with a losing record.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You got, Shear in the 9 spot, for example, with 962 points, and then
we're halfway through. Right?
Zach Chatlin's in a 3 spot with 972.
Is this the halfway through week?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is this the halfway through week?
We're over.
We're over halfway now.
Yeah. Week 7.
17 games. Oh,
in fantasy.
14.
Yeah,
so
fantasy.
Halfway through.
Yes, NFL season. Yep. Still some ground to cover for some teams, and then you got a lot of people right there in the thick of it, like Snugz was saying. Really depends on who's playing who. Shake up.
Right now. One's gonna get a win this week. That's gonna. I mean, it just. It's every week.
Mm.
It's every week.
Yeah, I was trying to say though, you know how you're at 962 and in spot 9. And Zach Chat's at 972 in spot 3. It's like
10-point difference, but about
there's a lot of wiggle room there. I think from 3 to 9 right now, or 3 to 10 in terms of how things can
even
still.
2. I mean, Chat at 11-5. I play him this week.
Yeah.
I'm what am I 9-7?
Right.
I beat Chat and hit the median. He doesn't. Now we're tied, and I'm sitting at the 6 spot. So, and he's at the 2. So it is a lot. You're completely right. A whole lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. So we'll see how it shakes out. We'll get into week 9 here and break it down. Starting here at the bottom, we have Connor in the building. We're going to break you down, Connor. Connor and Zach going head to head here. Zach at 11-5, Connor at 3-13. Right now, Zach has a slight projection by about 14 points or so. Looks like these lineups are set at the moment. Could be some changes for sure, but what do we think about this one? We got Zach. Looks like he's committing to Joey Flacco this week in Minnesota. Kind of a tough defense. Got Chubb in there, Mixon in there. On the other side, we got Mahomes for Connor. Swift's been playing really well. Javonte Williams also kind of playing well-ish, right? He had a 26-point and yeah. It's kind of starting to look like it. Been a little inconsistent.
Roster construction guy, I was always, he's always been like a 2 quarterback guy. Was really surprised to see Zach with 3 here.
Got 3 guys on his team.
I think he has 3 quarterback with Goff and Stroud. You don't see that a whole lot in our league, so it's different.
Trying to rob on the bye weeks.
Yeah, just kind of a different way, different approach. And he's winning like that. Chubb is going to see a little bit more run, do you guys think? It seems like it's kind of progressing.
Like I said earlier,
I mean, they got a new kind of energy going,
I think he's just, he's getting healthier and healthier. His cuts last week were faster than the week before, and I'm expect to see the same this week. It's, just his lateral movement is going to be continuing to get better. But Zach has sat on him all season.
Yeah, he has. He drafted him a little earlier than most, I think, too, and was ready to sit on him.
Nick Chubb can be Nick Chubb, and coming into the Zach's team, like, could be scary.
It really could. I agree. What are we looking like on the quarterbacks
Especially
on this
with,
matchup?
Like Joe Mixon,
Flacco.
Mahomes
I
and
feel
Flacco.
like just Joe Mixon getting traded and all that. I feel like he just like has that chip on his shoulder, like, okay, yeah, I have something to prove, type shit.
A little bit,
shit.
and he's kind of looked like the most consistent piece to their offense, and has been kind of the, key to the offense when he's healthy. But also, Nico, when both those guys are in there, Houston's a little scary. But looking at these matchups here, Houston against the Jets, they have been a team that kind of makes you throw and stops the run a little bit. So we'll see what Houston can do against that. I do like Zach Ertz as well, and that offense that's kind of been explosive. He's been running routes. He's been catching the balls, even though he's a little bit older. That's a really good, nice little play as well. Nice little check down for Jaden Daniels there too.
You can guarantee that he's gonna be there.
Mark Andrews has been a lot better though too. The key to me here really comes down to, Connor's got Houston's D here tonight as well. So, the Jets, the offense has been bad. So, like, what do they do? What do they do? So I don't think they really put up much. I'm looking for Houston to kind of blow them out tonight, is what I think. And so.
You heard it here.
Yeah, I heard it here. So I don't know whether that's going to be defensively or whether we're going to see Joe Mixon falling in the end zone. That's not something that Connor's still kind of beat up with
the wide receiver is the difference maker.
Yeah,
and it's Chat or Zach Chat.
Yeah, CD Lamb is a huge difference maker, and I even like the running backs better. I really do. Even with Swift playing well, I think he just needs to. He's the kind of guy that needs to break one in order to be really good. Mahomes, who is he playing? Tampa Bay. That could be a little bit of a shootout, but they let Kareem Hunt fall in the end zone. I'm kind of with you guys on this one. If you're leaning Zach a little bit,
yep.
That's just kind of where I'm leaning as well. Sorry, Connor.
Yeah, I think
looks
wide receiver, CD Lamb.
I agree. Just kind of the X factor here. If he, and Keon Coleman too. I do think they're going to start getting Amari Cooper more into the offense, but he's looked good the last couple of games as Amari Cooper has been
16, 15.
Yeah. So and he's starting to come along. I like rookies, going along later, but I just don't think it's enough.
Hell yeah. Gonna be a good one, but I think we're all leaning Zach on that one. Good luck to both you guys there. Next we have Dalton taking on Daddy Dabs. Both teams here sitting at 10-6 with a close projection. Daddy Dabs has it by 6 points. Looks like we got Sam Darnold going against Lamar here. Gotta love the running backs that Ford has out there each week, but gotta love those receivers that Dalton has each week. If we're looking at the flex and tight end, just thinking it might come down to that. Who just off the top of your guys' head, who do you guys think has the edge there?
I mean, if Kelsey got fed like he did last week, it's a Monday night game.
Prime time.
Home, first Tampa.
T Swift's going to be in the building.
T Swift's going to be in the building. Just going to get probably fed the ball. Like, Patrick Mahomes has not looked great downfield throwing this year whatsoever. But like last week, Old Reliable was there.
I could definitely see him being a nice check down piece. On the other side for me though, Josh Downs, on the advanced stats and stuff, when you look at him, when Joe Flacco's out there, Josh Downs is one of the best wide receivers in the league.
22 points last
When
week.
Joe Flacco is the quarterback. So just he's a guy that I really like a lot. Honestly, I like his game, and I think he's an easy target, a guy that Flacco looks at. And with the other two guys being so tough, is Higgins healthy?
That's what I was about to say.
How healthy is he? I do like what.
Is this just a point? Like, what are they? Are they 2-6? 3-5.
They definitely have
They
a
lost
losing
last
record.
week to Philly.
Just click on.
I don't know if it'll tell you their record.
The targets and stuff are there. The
2-6,
red
3-5,
zones.
like, is this just gonna be some lingering shit from him? And
Worry about his contract type of thing since
Yeah.
they're not gonna pay him.
yeah,
They have their boy coming out to Burton came out. I noticed that right before I left the house. He had said he's really not happy with his role in the offense this year. He was like a second round pick. Was really thought he was going to be a piece of the offense. So not really sure here what's going on. A lot of drama for the Bengals, but that's here for another day. I think Cortland Sutton and T. Higgins just don't match up here, and I think Dalton's running backs are just super underrated.
that's
And
what I was about to say
I
is-
like
is
Cook,
the
I
running
like
backs
Connor,
are they're
and
almost kind of
pretty even.
in a sense.
Yeah. And Lamar Jackson.
Well, I mean, if James Conner can do what he did last week
What's up with Lamar Jackson? Not practicing.
and against
Not
Denver,
not not really sure what's going to be going on with him if he even plays. But when he does play, he's good. But missing second straight practice,
I gotta
that-
go with Dalton here.
that doesn't sound good. So yeah, I mean, I'm going Dalton.
I will go.
Very close though.
I'm going to go Ford here. And I think because we see another big game out of T. Swift and T. Kelsey on Monday night, and that connection.
Who would be Ford's guys?
If T. Higgins
Jackson and Higgins. Does he have replacements on his roster for those guys?
Leggett, Moss, Lockett, Stebo's on a bye. Yeah, you could throw Bateman in there.
He's not even-
no one you're gonna feel really great
Not
about.
solidifying his whole bench. Has an empty roster spot down there.
Get together for maybe he's got plans though. Yeah,
Happy move-in date tomorrow, Ford.
Good shit,
is he
bud.
officially
Welcome
moving
back.
in?
Brother.
Yeah, hell yeah. Got a nice little spot. Cool. I think I'm going Dalton too. Based off, no, I'm going Ford.
Puka Nakua left practice early
Ford.
with a knee injury.
Wow.
We're going Ford.
Rough year for you.
Higgins is gonna play.
Bro.
Who? Sir?
Puka Nakua
Is
left
what?
practice
Oh wow.
with a knee injury.
Wow, that sucks. Jets play who tonight?
Texans.
Texans. Okay. Where we at?
Snugz in chat.
Yep. Rivalry week. Failed to mention that it is rivalry week. There is some big
Rings and rings game right here.
big games this week. Some people
Rare to
who
have.
And you can tell
rare to
by
have a
the
week that
matchup.
some legacies are on the line.
But
Rare to have a week that two guys have fucking
some
that
hardware. Yeah.
So yeah, this week we have Snugz 9-7 going against Chat 11-5. Snugz trying
You know
to
what?
make.
Fuck this. No, just fuck this. Chat ain't got any roster set. We ain't gonna talk
Oh
about it.
yeah,
We're going Snugz.
yeah. Chat, you didn't give us nothing to talk about, brother. You ain't set your lineup. You trying to be sneaky. You're not
Little
showing
head game
any
move.
respect.
Little head game move.
No
How
respect
is
to
this-
your
how is
opponent.
this possible?
You just can just select bench when you click a guy and just put all your guys on the bench.
Good
So
luck, chat.
chat
I'm going Snugz though.
showing no respect to Snugz here.
Snugz, yeah. Your
Or
lineup
maybe,
right now is-
or maybe it's all the respect because he doesn't want you to see what he's doing out there except Brees Hall.
Yeah, you don't see that a whole lot.
So yeah,
You
we're
don't see that a lot. I don't think we've ever seen it.
Which is, I'm actually glad on this a little bit that he's kind of doing this, and I'm glad that that Braylon Allen is on his bench because I think Braylon Allen's the second best running back on his roster in terms of fantasy points. In terms of fantasy points, not really liking the Brooks, if he starts him. Not really liking Zeke if he starts him. I think Braylon Allen on your bench, if you're going to start two running backs
Chat's a shame
on your
this
roster
week.
this week, I think you should be starting Braylon Allen. But go ahead and start those other guys.
You okay? We don't want to get too fired up in here. Big Bird turned to some fried chicken. Well, we got all Snugz here. That's what our take on this one. We're not even going to talk about it. Keep it moving. How you doing?
Good luck, chat. Not for our sake.
Next game, we have official Big Toe Bash Pro 8.0. Mike Berry going against Brian. Brian sitting at 8-8. Barry sitting at 6-10 right now. Brian has a nice little lead in the projections, 132 to 101. Looks like rosters are set for the most part. What do we think about this one? Barry squad has taken a lot of hits the past few weeks. Some major injuries, and now he's got some players on bye week. So yeah, hasn't.
I feel you, Barry, on the running back situation, but
He's got some good running backs, if you ask
his
me.
running backs are pretty good.
Mostert is in there right now, but Brian Robinson's been playing okay. Bucky Irvin's been playing okay. And then on his bench, Tank Bisbee, Najee.
Mike Evans is hurt.
I'm saying the bye week.
Yeah, the bye week hurts for sure. But what do we think about this one? I mean, just looking at it off top, you got to be liking Brian.
That's kind of how I'm feeling. Just not enough at receiver for Barry, but then also I just feel like the explosiveness on Brian's guys, where they're at in terms of, you can get 100 yards out of Barkley. Walker, when he's on his game too, against a bad
Runs
Rams
hard.
defense, he looks good. London and McLaurin have been, low-key good, low-end wide receiver ones this year. And McBride has just taken off as, a top 3 tight end guy. Really good. And then Jones, that's another guy. If you look at Aaron Jones and Barkley, they've been the most, dominant backs there, in terms of taking over just the whole offense. They're running the routes, they're doing the pass blocking, and Kyron Williams is up there as well in terms of that. But these guys are taking almost 100% of the carries. So I'm going with Brian. He just has a really good team. He just has roller coaster weeks. He was down last week. I think he'll be back this week, and that's just kind of how he's been, up and down, and this is the week he goes off.
No.
Yeah, I think like Wandell, with Neighbors, is obviously the number 2 there. Romeo Dowd. It's hit or miss who's catching the ball there. In Green Bay, they're going to throw it and everything. Well, it depends on quarterback. Is that another situation again this week?
It is.
Yeah.
Both guys play okay though.
Yeah. I mean, they all the wide receivers in Green Bay, but has been kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, with Malik Willis, it's going to be a little tough, but
I'm saying Malik hasn't played that bad when he's in.
well, they run it a lot, and he's less than 200 yards passing, so the opportunities really won't be there. But maybe Love plays, and they play from behind maybe against Detroit.
Go down. I gotta go
Brian.
Brian here.
Yeah.
I go Brian here.
Good team, Brian. I like your team. It's going to be tough. Not a team I want to see if I'm in the playoffs.
Very, I think
His health's hurting right now.
His best that he's hoping for is a huge game from Burrow.
Yeah.
Put up a 40, 45 piece. This hair. Does it keep bothering you?
Mike Dirt saying he's gonna go cut the mullet off. This is not working. What the fuck, man? All right. Next game here we have the top team in the league taking on the bottom team in the league. Coxie sitting at 12-4 and Rowe sitting at 2-4. But if you're looking at the projections, you wouldn't know that. Rowe is just behind Coxie by a point or so, a little over a point in the projections. Could be a good game. He's had some guys that have really looks like they could take off. But we just heard Puka banged up at practice today. That's huge for Rowe.
That's gonna be a huge factor in this game.
Can you get another huge week out of K. Dotton with those receivers hurt in Tampa Bay? It's, might be tough taking down the number one team in Big Dawg, but what do you guys think?
Let's take a look at the flex here again. Looks like Coxie had Kamara in his flex. And I don't really know who's going up against him. He hasn't really been his best lately. So I think looking for a bounce back game from Kamara. He's usually a pretty consistent guy and usually scores a lot of points. So just kind of looking at him to bounce back. And but Rowe's guys have been really well at the running back position to Gibbs and Dobbins. So that could be something there. Madison has kind of taken over that role. Even when they're behind, he's a good pass catcher. Otten has been the main target. But that's just kind of what I'm worried about too. Shakir started to take off. If Puka was in there, I'd kind of be going with Rowe on this one. Not sure what Coxie's leaning towards on quarterback too. If Love doesn't play, they're projecting like he's going to play though. But let's take a look at that. Can we look at Coxie's bench?
It's going to be a big thing. It's going to come
and look
down
at
to
Rowe's bench here too. Is he going to play Worthy? Is he going to play Coker? Coker had a huge game last week. Slayton has been a little consistent in the last couple of weeks. You look at Coxie, Purdy's on bye. If Love's hurt, he's going to have to drop one of those guys, most likely to pick up another quarterback. And I'm not really sure what's out there, It seems like a lot of guys are hoarding 2 and 3 quarterbacks this year. So this one's really tough for me, but this is a tough one, actually. I was leaning Coxie, but, man, if you're going to have to play a quarterback off the waiver wire,
it could come down to what running back does it in Detroit.
Yeah, and if Puka plays, that's huge for me.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like they really wanted to feed him there. I mean, he still looks like he could be Puka that we saw last year. Puka's for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not a fluke.
100%.
So you want him out there.
What does Cleveland's offense do this week? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks with this game.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ Brown's a fucking dog. He's gonna do what he does.
he'll dominate any Jacksonville defensive back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the Detroit running backs, who's going to get fed? That's
going up
huge.
against Cleveland, if they can maybe defend the run.
Yeah, this one's really close.
The big question mark right now with Puka, I'm gonna lean Coxie for this one.
Yeah, and I think even if he's, out and he throws Xavier Worthy in there, it's just a heavy lean on Coxie too for having Kamara. in the flex there too. That's pretty much been his best player. But I'm still worried at the quarterback position. With both these teams just kind of being hurt and bye, I would put, whoever's going to win this game is going to need the W. I wouldn't put either one of these teams this week as kind of getting over the median, Just being honest, I think they're both a little hurt, and I'm not really liking the matchups. And that's only with if Puka was out. If Puka's in there, I'd probably go Rowe here, just because I think it's going to be that close. So leaning with Coxie.
Me too.
Not liking the quarterback situation. If Love is out, if he plays, I think they'll be behind from Detroit a little bit and have to chuck it sometimes. So I'm going with Coxie, though. Tough. Really tough one. Game of the week for me. But not high scoring. Game of the week.
I'm going to go Rowe. I'm just going off of gut
slow
here.
gut.
I think also something that's going to be relevant is Dak Prescott throwing to Jake Ferguson. If, let's say, Ferguson doesn't have a big game and Dak feeds CD or something, that could be huge, too. And then obviously I think it's going to come down to our big part is whatever running back in Detroit, has a good game. Sometimes they both have great games, though. So I'm going to go Rowe. I'll see the guy at the top take a couple L's. Definitely will be.
I'm all about the chaos, though.
Definitely will be a
I'm all
close
about
one.
it.
Then last but not least, we have me and Sheer going against each other, both sitting at 7-7, both right there in, 7 and 9, right there in the thick of it. Yep. Good luck to you, sir. Snugz, what do you think about this? I'm going to kind of let you take this in, and then we will wrap up the episode.
Baker against KC, really tough defense, but I don't really think they move the ball like really any other way. I mean, some of these running backs come in there and they can get off some huge chunks, but consistently, none of them are really, I see a lot of 1 yard runs, some negative runs. They all three can catch the ball, but it comes down to on the arm of Baker every week. And even when they're down, they kind of tend to come back some. That's just kind of the NFL in general. But he's second in the league in passing yards. Just a little side note. I did bet him to lead the league in passing yards back in June. So I hope he keeps going. And Josh Allen on the other side though is, beginning of the year kind of an MVP candidate kind of guy, and they lost a big game. I forget who was that too. And he's. Yeah, whoever that was too, and then it was kind of like, all right, are they going to be okay? And they've still been all right, So that one's kind of even to me, even though they have Josh Allen projected a little higher. I do think Baker Mayfield's
Miami though. I think he could eat up out there in Miami divisional game. I like that matchup.
Yeah, but I think Baker throws it like 50 times, so I'm kind of even on that. Hunt is a guy that could, fall in the end zone, but it's really going to
21 carries last week.
Going to come down to that game for you, Sheer, with both those guys playing. Is that going to be a high-scoring game, or is that a game that's going to be leaned on defense? I think Kansas City's defense, a lot of the times, doesn't get enough credit for being, one of the best defenses in the league.
It's carried them all year.
Yeah.
100%.
Running backs wise though, Derrick Henry is still just gonna do his thing and eat.
5-4 without their defense.
And I like Devontae to eat tonight. His first game over 100 yards. I'll call that tonight, but that's a big one too. Which wide receivers on this Jets team is gonna come out and get the most points for you two tonight? DJ Moore and Olave, I feel like. Those are both two lower-end wide receiver twos. That's pretty even. Olave could smash Carolina. DJ Moore could smash Arizona, though. So the boomer bust for those guys, I've seen it from DJ Moore. Not too much boom from Olave. He's just kind of consistent there. Brock Bowers over Schultz. This one is really tough, but this is what it comes down to. Malik Neighbors leading the league in targets is more of a, another extended wide receiver one right there for DP. I think just the talent over Henry at running back over anyone that Shear has. If Shear was healthy, that's where he's just hurt right now with pretty much his two best players.
One RB, one wide receiver.
So I'm going with DP on this one, but don't sleep on a huge Baker Mayfield game that could make this one interesting. But yeah, and Devontae Adams on Sheer side as well. I'm going for a 100-yard game tonight, 100 yards, and I will bet tonight in tonight's game. So
Good luck, bro.
good luck.
Good luck to you, man. Should be a good
close
game.
one.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It's gonna
This is one of the games that means the most
right
this week.
right here. These games go. I mean, they all mattered, but
I mean, yeah.
like right now, knowing where you're at. This is a lot of times too where I think we're going to see some big trades, some big moves because teams are gonna.
I feel like it's gonna be brewing here.
Some big turns too in terms of 7-9. You don't want to be 7-11. That's when you start. You know what I mean. But to get to 9-9, to get up to there.
Yep.
But for either one of you guys to if 1-1.
Pull out one win with this week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
Hell yeah. Well, it should be a good one, that's for sure. Well, yeah, that's it. That's another episode of the Big Dawg Podcast. We did it. Got about 12 minutes until kickoff of this Thursday night game before we roll into Week 9. Any comments, concerns, anything want to throw out there before we wrap
Good
this?
fucking luck. Go Browns.
Duval
Go Jays.
and just first for some the betting scene out there tonight.
What's the first four letters in Winston spell?
Wins. Wins.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off.
Really like we said, Devontae Adams, 100 yards plus, and just another receiver on the other side for 100 yards plus. Let's
Brees
say
Hall
Tank
gets in the
Tank
end
Dow
zone,
takes
too.
off.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Last Jets Thursday night
I would love
game
that because nobody wants to
we
get
put down,
tanked
It
down.
would have hit.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, we did it, boys. Another episode. We had a concurrent viewer the entire time, so whoever stuck with us this whole episode,
Thanks, guys.
appreciate it. We had 3 viewers. That was our peak. We went crazy this episode.
And that's one of the highest we've had all year. So, congratulations to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. We might have a sign up for a goodie bag.
Yeah,
Next
we
episode.
start doing raffles and shit.
Yeah.
Or do a secret word if you catch the secret phrase.
Maybe, hey,
And
you
you-
can pay $100 and come be one of our fucking guests.
Yeah, definitely. We have a whole section over here in the corner where you can sit. Cool. Well, thank you guys. We will catch you next week. I would say go Steelers, but Steelers are on a bye. Going to take some rest and
Chris Boswell's leg.
yeah, that is true. But yeah, we will see you guys next time. And of course, Connor is going to take us out. We'll see you.
Love you.
Connor.
Big Dawg Podcast coming to you live. Let's get it. Listen up, y'all. Big Dawg, Big Dawg. Let's get it. Big Dawg, best group in the land from top to bottom. Nobody understand that when we play, footballing is the plan. Number one, who's gonna be the man? Who gonna win? Too soon, man, I gotta go. I hit the draft board's best team in the show. Now pay me money, only past winners really know how to win it all. Name list gonna grow. Fantasy football, it's in the fucking name. I came to play best, yeah, I'm in the fucking game. This league, man, yeah, it's never gonna be the same. Top dogs, all the others out here looking lame. Lame motherfuckers. I thought I told you, lame motherfuckers, you gotta get your shit together if you're trying to win this shit. This is Big Dawg Stadium and we don't fuck around. Representing teams all around the nation. Shoot quick, man, cause I ain't got no patience. From the Browns to the Steelers to the Bengals, got the North unlocked.
AFC.
Everybody looking around cause they want some stock. Can't hate, got some purple and gold too. From the Titans to the Jags, all in a crew. Everybody showing love through and through, through and through. Gotta be the best if you wanna ship too.
Better get your head in the
Yeah,
game.
if you wanna ship too.
I done told them.
Said if you wanna ship too.
They gonna know my name.
Yeah, if you wanna ship too. Everybody wanna ship through.